as you usually do in a daily basis, you go on a desert journey.
To fill my dune fantasy, to wander the wilderness and become an Arrakis.
Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's why you do it. I was trying to think of a reason why you would ever go to a desert. The thing with the desert survival, it seems very straightforward. Number one, don't go into a desert without a guide. Number two, take lots of water. Don't drink the cactus juice. Stay hydrated. Find shelter. Blah, 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 blah. So the questions that I'm going to be asking you are a little bit more complicated, a little bit more situational. And today we're going to be seeing if you can survive in a desert.
This is actually going to be really helpful because it's one of my long all-time dreams to actually go on a desert trip. The documentary that I saw of the desert travelers and stuff is that they say that you don't know what peace sounds like unless you have slept inside a tent in the middle of a desert and hear the grain of sand slipping away in the dead silence.
That's cool.
I want to experience that.
So you go to a desert with the guide, but the guide, I don't know, gets bitten by a snake and he dies and now you're left alone.
I wonder if I get refund for this.
Not really. The guide was Timmy.
I followed Timmy into the desert. Did I have a death wish?
As soon as he dies, you realize you don't know where you are. You don't know how to go back. You don't know what's going on.
I don't know where I came from. Can I just retrace my steps back? Or
It's all sand. Kind of hard to figure out.
My footprints?
It's sand, so it's disappeared
that quickly?
pretty quickly.
Is it windy today?
It's sandy. Okay. I don't know. You're lost. Okay.
Okay.
You start to panic. It's becoming nighttime. What do you think you should do first? Should you prepare for a long night's journey? Should you make a shelter and hide in it? Should you look for some cactus juice? It sounds all very basic and straightforward, but the more research I do on how to survive in the desert, the more surprised I've gotten in some of the WikiHows and tips. What do you think majority of the tips tell you to do at nighttime?
Okay, in any survival situation, the general rule of thumb is to first secure warmth. You have to sustain your body heat.
Yeah.
So usually you do that by either building a fire, making a shelter and hiding in it. But it's the desert. It does get cold, but you'll have to move during the night. Here's the thing, I don't know the directions yet, and I shouldn't waste my energy that fast. And the rescue might come, so I should stay put there for at least a day to read the stars and figure out the north and stuff. So I say I build a shelter.
That makes the most sense to me. Some tips tell you if you're going to travel at all, mark where your original coordinate is with some sort of marking and then leave, but you should leave at nighttime instead of daytime because of the heat.
Right.
Other tips tell you you should remain in the exact spot that you got lost in and just make signals, as many signals as possible.
I mean, it really depends on what kind of traveling agency you hire. If you're rich, you had a very good, well-established traveling agency to support it. Not only will they find you, they will also refund and probably pay you back.
Okay,
for the loss
let's
of
just
the-
say you're you and you're lost in the desert.
The first thing I need to do is to figure out where to go, and I need a sense of the four directions, northwest, southeast. So I need the stars. So during the first night, what I would do is I would make a shelter, hopefully possibly build a fire if I can find the wood, and just stay put for one night without wasting too much stamina. Read the stars, figure out the north.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
How do you figure out the north?
You use the one side of the Cassiopeia and the tail end of the Big Dipper, and if you make an imaginary line, between it, you will find the northern star.
Can't you also just figure that out with the sun?
Good point.
You're overcomplicating. I'm gonna wait for the stars and the sun setting.
Okay, maybe that's actually better. The sun's set that way, so that must be west. I figure out the direction.
Okay.
And still north, having a sense of north during the night is still a good idea.
When you're traveling, do you preserve your water or do you drink it whenever you feel a little bit dehydrated?
I preserve it.
See, that's what I thought too. Apparently, you're just supposed to drink it whenever you feel dehydrated. So many people are found with a lot of water still in their water jugs dead because they keep preserving it and they don't know how dehydrated they are and then they just die.
Oh my god.
Because they just keep preserving it. They think that's the right thing to do.
Well, okay.
While you're dehydrated.
I wasn't given this option, but what I would actually do in the situation is that I would move around with a bit of water just kept in my mouth, not swallowed completely.
Okay.
Because that way you actually kind of just get a little bit of water that you need without just drinking a whole gulp of it and keep yourself from dehydration. I don't know. I think I saw that from Bear Grylls.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. As you travel along, you find a scorpion. What do you do with it?
Well, what do I have? If I have tools to catch it, protein. If I have nothing, I walk away. Do I have a stick?
I think you have a stick.
Okay, I keeping my distance, press it down with my stick, make sure that I keep the tail pinned. I cut the tail away and eat the rest of the scorpion.
I swear I saw that Bear Grylls clip somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Protein, baby, protein.
You keep walking and it seems like there's no end to it. You turn around, and from the direction that you just came from, you think you see like some water, like a little lake. How did you miss that? You should probably go after it.
No. A mirage in a deserted island situation can actually mean that there's an island somewhere further beyond the horizon. But the mirage in the middle of a desert, it's just a hallucination. I don't go. Is that right or wrong? Give me something.
Yeah, that's actually correct.
Okay.
Was that too obvious?
A river far away? If there's a river
A lake.
in the middle of a desert, there should be a civilization.
A lake, a little oasis. You run out of water. You almost feel like you can, if you just go a little bit longer, you'd be able to find civilization. But you definitely will need water to meet the end. Now, in a desert, oasis isn't very common, but there are some clues that you can find potentially to know if there's water. What do you do? 1, look out for cactus fruits. 2, look for animal tracks. 3, look for low-lying areas with a little bit of vegetation. Or number 4, find a cave.
Ooh. See, in any other scenario, I would look for vegetation or animals because they imply water. But problem is in desert, animals have like some sort of water preservation system built into their body. And same for the plants. When desert plants usually like kind of persevere through until they have one like big rain of skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just suck up all the water they can and then just survive through. So they are not a clear markings of water being there. So I say cave.
Cave?
Yeah.
That's pretty good reasoning. But apparently, the best solution for a desert is low-lying vegetation.
Oh.
If there's vegetation at like the bottom of some sort of desert hill and you can see that they're very green, it means their roots are probably tapped into an aquifer of some sort.
Oh.
Yeah.
So cactus is wrong because of the reasoning I gave, but other types of vegetations, lower lands.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The problem with these advices and the problem with any survival advices is it really all depends on the situation. You can clearly see from
Like my reasoning had its point.
the more research I do, the more conflicting answers there are. All you can do is have more knowledge to come up with unique solutions depending on your situation.
The general rule of thumb is simple. Maintain body heat, get water, and get food.
Congratulations.
I died or survived?
I don't know. It's actually kind of confusing for me too. I don't know if you did well or
from
bad.
the distance, I see people walking in weird steps. They're wearing still suits, cloaked.
If that's the case, you would have been dead a long time because you've been just walking.
And they're surprised at the fact that I survived by just walking because Shai Hulud, the great sandworm, should have killed me.
Yeah, that's another video.
And I tell them, I'm the Quizak Hadarat, the voice from the outer world.
I don't know what videos you watch. Anyway, if you guys have any Can You Survive ideas, we'd love to hear it because we're starting to run out.
No, I have plenty of ideas. It's just unsatisfactory.
Elias's idea was to go through magical schools.
Doesn't that sound amazing? There are different kind of magical schools. Doesn't that sound amazing? Make sure you put this in the video and see their react. Don't you dare take this out.
Okay. Bye, everyone.